Maayong buntag kaninyong tanan. Ako si Rick Andrew Bongo, aka Bohol Aesthetic. And welcome to my channel where I upload videos once a week or once every 2 weeks about this place, Bohol or Philippines. Right now I'm focusing solely in Bohol, about whether it should be sharing new language, cool scenery, traditions, and any cool stuff. Anyway, in the last episode I taught you all about honorifics and how important it is and all of those stuff. If you haven't watched that video yet, you better go check it out. Anyways, in today's episode, I'm gonna teach you all about greetings. Now, greetings is an important words to learn as a language. That's why it's going to be my second episode of the Teach Me Bisaya Primo sensei. Primo sensei, that's my new nickname. Anyways, let's start with good morning. Good morning, or in Bisaya, it is Maayong buntag. Now, Maayong is a word that has a suffix in it, which is the ng, and its root word is maayo. Maayo, which means good or nice. And buntag, it is morning. Okay, I'm gonna teach you some words or some ways to use the word buntag. Now, you already know that buntag is from the short word from the Maayong buntag, which means good morning. You can also add na in the buntag, which means buntag na. Now, buntag na, it's in English. If you translate it word by word, it is morning already. Now, you can use the word buntag na in some sentences or some examples. For example, if somebody asks you what time is it and it's morning, so you can confidently say buntag na, which means you're telling them that it's already morning. And you can add more sentence like buntag na, tindog na diha part, or something like that, or it's already morning, get out of your bed. And yeah, that's just one example, and let's proceed to the next one. Number 2, Maayong Udto kanyang tanan, or Maayong Udto. Maayong Udto in English is good noon. Now, you might be saying, no, that's weird. Is there such a word as good noon? I mean, you're probably not gonna use that in English, but once again, Bisaya is a weird country or weird language if you put it in English. So anyway, good noon. Good noon is, Maayong Udto or good noon is, we use that word during lunchtime, especially during around 11 to 1 o'clock. As for the situation and how to use them, it's like when you have somebody at work or at school or somewhere or whatever it is, you can say it like this: La, Maayong Udto, or something like, Oy part, Maayong Udto. See, it's Maayong Udto. So use that word to greet somebody during lunchtime, whatever the situation is, you can think of it somewhere, but just greeting during 11 to 1 o'clock. And that's their noon time. Now that's good, because in English, I don't think I've heard some people say good noon, because it sounds strange. So in Bisaya, that's why there's 3 types. That's good, Maayong buntag, Maayong Udto, and Maayong hapon. And Maayong hapon is for later. Now, you can use the word udto or noon in other kind of stuff, for example, other language or other phrases. For example, it's you want to ask somebody on a lunch. In English, it always says like, where are you gonna eat? Let's go and eat, something like that. Or are you ready? Where do we eat our lunch? Or can we eat our lunch now? Hey buddy, hey, let's go eat, or something like that. That's what I usually heard in English. Sorry if I'm not so good at them, because I'm just practicing myself. I mean, actually know how to speak English, but what I'm practicing is speaking in front of camera, because it's it's a little bit uncomfortable. Anyway, good Maayong Udto or good noon. Okay, Udto, the word Udto, you can use it in a phrase like Udto na, mani udto na, Like udto na, like in word buntag na, it means noon already. It indicates that it's already lunchtime, it's time to eat or time to take a break or whatever you're doing. As for maniudto na ta, that is the word that you used for let's go and eat. Maniudto na ta in English is let's eat lunch. Maniudto means eat lunch or will eat lunch. It's a little bit tricky, but it's something like that. And nata is already together, already both you and I can't put it in English that much, I mean clearly, because it's a bit difficult. Now I don't know what will come out if you search it in Google Translator, but I don't think it will be that good or that much specific. Anyways, maniudto na ta is you use that word when you're trying to ask someone out on a lunch. For example, your buddy, your classmate, your friend. Maniudto na ta part. Maniudto na ta. Something like that. Yeah. Now, third or number 3. Maayong hapon is good afternoon. That is what we used during afternoon, which means around 4 to 5, 6, around that time. 4 to 5. Maayong hapon means good afternoon, and we use that to greet somebody during that time. Either it's 3 to 5. That's maayong hapon. Anyway, as long as it's not 1 o'clock. Because 1 o'clock, it's maayong udto. And maayong hapon, you can just greet somebody like maayong hapon call or something like that. You get at somebody during afternoon, after lunch. Like the word said, afternoon, after lunch. Let's proceed to number 4, and that is Maayong Gabii. Maayong Gabii in English is good evening. Good evening is when you greet somebody during the night. And yeah, you greet somebody. Do I need to explain that? No. So it's just good Maayong Gabii. Before we proceed to the last number or last word that I'm gonna teach you, which is like later, first I'm gonna teach you something. Now there's something in the English word or in American language or British, or you can decide it for yourself, viewers. There's this word called good evening, which means good night. Good night is what you tell to somebody that you're greeting them, or like good night means like when they're sleeping, like have a good night or have a good sleep. Now in Bisaya, however, we don't use that. We don't say maayong katulog pa, like that. We don't do that. So there's no good night in our Bisaya. And rather than that, good night is also night in Bisaya is called gabii. Now gabii means evening or nighttime, and maayong gabii doesn't indicate that you have a nice sleep. That's different from the English. So you better take note of that. Again, maayong gabii does not translate or does not indicate that you're telling somebody to have a good night's sleep or good night. We don't have that English word. If you're about to sleep, you say nothing. Maayong gabii. We greet them in good evening, and we don't even say good night like that. Anyway, for now, let's proceed to the last part. And that is kumusta. Kumusta means the very in English it means how are you? It's like the pinnacle of greeting. How are you? The word how are you or kumusta, you can use it in however day or night, lunch, whatever. Kumusta is how are you? You can also add na in the last, which is kumusta na, and an honorifics, which is very important. And I forgot to teach you anyway. In the good morning, buntag na, buntag na, udto na, gabii na. All after those na, you add honorifics or a subject or noun, which is part, doy, die, la, call, and those that I taught you in the last episode. So anyway, kumusta na part. That's just for example. That means that you're greeting somebody, how are you, buddy? Or how are you, my friend? Something like that. And that is the English of the word how are you. That's probably the most important thing in this lesson. Anyway, that's all. There's some ways you can use kumusta in a language, that is kumusta naman ka part. Kumusta naman ka part, or in English that means how are you, my friend? Like now you might be saying, wait, kumusta in English means how are you, and then kumusta naman ka, there's the word naman, and it's still how are you, my friend? Now that's tricky, or that's hard to understand. And yeah, that's why I'm here to teach you how to speak English, how to teach you how to speak Bisaya clearly and with more understanding. And the word naman in English, if you translate it verbally or specifically or clearly or truly, it means again. But kumusta naman, we don't mean that as how are you again, my friend? No. We mean kumusta naman ka is like, if you're like you use that naman ka part, or kumusta naman ka is that when you use that when you're not meeting that person for the longest time. So if you just met that person for the first time, kumusta ka is always kumusta. That's the good word, or the best word, set of word, or language or word or sentence. Anyway, that's the best set of word that you should use when it's the first time of meeting. But remember, if you meet somebody and you haven't met them in months or years, you're gonna said kumusta naman ka part. That means that in that short word kumusta naman ka, there's a big meaning behind it. It means that you're greeting somebody that you have long lost friend, or not long lost friend, I mean long friend that you missed already since a long time. So in an understanding, or in essay, kumusta naman ka is like hey, how are you, buddy? Long time no see, something like that. Is that's like the long term in English. Basically, kumusta naman ka means that you're trying to say that you missed that guy and you're trying to greet them by missing them by a long time. Anyway, that's all, and now that's all for today's episode. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and if you want to support me, share this video to your friends so that I'll get more views. And my videos or my content may not be that good today, but I'll try to improve myself over time. If you want to learn Bisaya, share this with somebody who want to learn too, because that will support me and add more views. And thank you very much. Peace out.